Hi, it's John Williams here, and I'm here with founder of Gateway Women, Jody Day. Hi, Jody.
Hi, John.
Thanks for making the time to speak with us. I'm really interested in your story because you started your business, which now has this global reach of 2 million. It's a really successful business for you. It's your full-time occupation. And
full-time, actually.
yeah, it sounds like you're really hectic at the moment. And it all started on the 30-day challenge in 30 days. Yes. What was it? When you went into the 30-day challenge, did you actually have an idea what you were going to do? Or was it clearly formed in your mind or not? When
I started the 30-day challenge, actually, when I came to the meetup about the 30-day challenge before I started it, I had a completely different idea. Yeah. But then when I started the 30-day challenge, not long after that, then I'd had this idea for Gateway Women. And yeah, so I went into the challenge with the idea of creating something for women who were childless, not by choice, like myself.
Yeah, so it's worth explaining. So
it was that vague.
And Gateway Women is an organisation that supports women who have found themselves to be without children at a certain point in their life. And it's not what they chose, because obviously some people, that's fine, they're fine with that. But it's for people who have ended up there through whatever circumstances and are dealing with the issues that brings up.
Yeah, I mean, I call it a global friendship and support network, because it's not just, a bunch of women sitting around crying, which is often the idea. It's about, shaping your life and shaping friendships when actually most of your peer group has taken a very different path in life to you. And actually that was the path you wanted. So it's quite complicated to sort of just go a completely different direction, because actually, your friends are doing something else as well. So there's, affects, childlessness affects women on multiple levels, including the way society sort of views us, which is still pretty negative.
Yes, it is. And so you came into all these thoughts and feelings from experience from your own life and had a feeling that this would touch other people. Yeah. And what did you do during the challenge what was your first action?
Well, my goals, if I kind of cast my mind back, were to build the website, publish my first blog, and give a talk.
Right. Really modest goals, for some people it might seem really huge, but it's, within 30 days that's doable. So, but
it felt pretty huge at the time, because it also came at a time when I was, I was emotionally feeling pretty low. My confidence was completely trashed. I was grieving my childlessness, but I didn't know it was grief. I was coming out at the tail end of a really difficult romantic and business relationship, which was actually quite abusive. So, I mean, I was actually, do you know what I mean? I was not in a great place to be thinking, yay, I'm so great. I'm feeling so good about my life and about childlessness. Let's just share this feeling with the world. I was pretty, I was feeling pretty downtrodden. So having those goals and having the accountability and having the support of other people during that month was really powerful.
Yeah, but what's nice is that in my mind, you can end up doing something that's so impressive, and we'll get to just where you are now. So impressive, but started with one blog post, one simple website, and one talk. And so, what was the first thing you did? You wrote a blog post on your own blog.
Yeah, I started a new blog. And published my first post. And the day that post went live, I was at a business networking event at Beehive, Lynn Frank's sort of women's business club. Yeah. And there was, and they were really interested in what I was doing. I was working with Savan, the lady who set up Ogunte, which is the network for women social entrepreneurs. And she was giving a talk about sort of business positioning or something and asking us what we were doing. And it was my first chance to sort of talk about that I'd just written this blog. And Savan wrote about it that evening, which went out the next day. So it got its first piece of publicity the day after it was published. There was also a freelance journalist at that talk who was really interested in what I was doing. Yeah. And she later went on to interview me a few weeks later for an article which was originally going to be in the Daily Mail, but actually in the end came out in the Guardian, which was much better for my audience, about 6 months later, which really had a massive impact. So, you know, it all kicked off from the very beginning.
And I think you told me once that that original blog post started getting messages from women all over the world.
Absolutely. When I wrote that blog, I thought, well, if one woman in the world reads that, you know, that'll be one person who's listened.
Yeah.
And I was just absolutely flabbergasted and incredibly moved, because I was getting these messages coming in, and really the content of the messages was basically me too, you know, and comments like, I can't believe that you are using exactly the words that have been going through my head. You know, this is exactly, you know, and I've got goosebumps now, and I could
me
cry.
too.
I'm going to pull myself together, because I think me too have got to be just about the most healing words in the world you can hear when you're struggling with something on your own.
I find that very moving, actually. I think it's always, I've always liked that line from Carl Rogers. I'm getting a bit weepy just thinking about this story, but I'm always struck by those moments when we dare to talk about ourselves, and that gives other people permission. It gives people acknowledgement. It's an empathic thing to do, because anyway, the Carl Rogers quote that I really like is, what is most personal is most general. So when we try and present stuff in a nice way and in a socially acceptable way and in a generalized way, it doesn't touch anybody. But when we actually tell the real truth in a way where we're not trying to manipulate people or achieve anything, we're just being honest with a suspicion that it will touch others, but it does. And that's what I find really nice. So lots of other, and it's probably interesting for other people watching this, in many other areas who want to support people, that telling your story really authentically, and perhaps not in the authentic way that people have started to do on social media, which is, I don't know what it is, but it's some sort of weird version of being authentic. It can be very powerful indeed. I think you said at one point you had a global reach of 2 million or something like that.
Yes. That's an aggregate. That's, you know, website hits, social media things, opt-in mailing lists, opt-in bloggers, everything all added up. Luckily, they're not all emailing me.
No, you're quite busy. Wild disappointment. So here we are. Well, I guess it's 5
and a half years later
since you wrote one blog post, went to one networking meeting, and everything.
Where I also pitched my talk. I went there really to check it out, and it took so much courage.
Yes.
You know, you're talking to a woman now who is kind of no longer grieving and is very, comfortable in her skin again. I was so anxious and kind of, you know, shaken up by life at that point. So to kind of offer to give a talk with my first, I'd never done any public speaking.
And how did you find the strength to do that then? Because that's, people often ask that. You know, how did you get the confidence it was such a big thing to do back then?
I did it without the confidence.
Right, okay. Yeah.
You know,
that's what people ask. You just did it anyway, just because you felt like you just really want to do this.
I'd made a commitment to the 30-day challenge that I would do a talk. I think I probably would have Welshed on it otherwise.
Right. No.
Yeah. But, you know, I'd made that commitment, and I'd been getting such positive feedback from the other members in the 30-day challenge.
So what's next? Where do you go from here?
Global. I was in the US this summer, running my first workshop out there, which was amazing. And I started the process of training the first woman who will be leading the Reignite weekend in California. But also I start my first online program in January, my first 12-month online mentorship program. So I've got women from it's already 60% full. Wow. And it starts in January. So I'm doing 50 women the first year. So that's the next stage for Gateway Women, is more online and more global, so that I have more freedom, so I can write more books.
Oh, that's fantastic. So it's nice to see your journey over the last 5 years, and it's amazing what you've managed to achieve and how many people you've managed to help. So thank you, Jody. Really appreciate you.
Thank you, John. Your work's been an enormous help to me and to many of the Gateway Women I've sent your way. So thank you very much.
Cool. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.